Do you know the key to being successful in real estate? I'm going to share that with you today. If you're looking to be a real estate investor, wholesaler, loan officer, real estate agent, there is one thing that I believe is the key to being successful, and that's going to be motivated sellers. So think about it. If you're a real estate investor, you really want to find a good deal. That's how you make more money. If you're a wholesaler, same thing. Your buyers, or who you're going to assign contracts to, also wants a deal. If you're a flipper, you want a deal. But what exactly is a motivated seller? This is someone who's motivated to sell their home. That's all that means. But the particular term of motivated goes a little bit deeper because it means they're willing to negotiate on price. There are a wide variety of reasons why someone would be motivated. It could be due to financial reasons. It could be a personal family issue. They could have gotten a new job. They might want to take the money out of the property to go invest it into something else. There's a wide variety of reasons why someone might be a motivated seller. One reason you have to look out for with motivated sellers is if there is an issue with the property. And if that's the case, that does mean you should be able to get a good deal because it needs rehab. And actually, those are some of the best deals because you can add value to that property and get way more bang for your buck on the end of the deal. We have to find these people who are willing and able to not only sell the home, but at a discounted price. So how do we find these motivated sellers? Well, I'm going to show you that right now. So here we are inside of PropertyReach. Once you log in, you can see the properties on the left, you can see a map on the right, but I want to find some markets that are really popular because I'm either an investor or I'm wholesaling, and I want a market where there's people actively looking to buy. So what I did, I just jumped over to ChatGPT and I said, hey, look, what are the top 10 real estate markets right now? Spit back as of March 2025, here's the top 10. Rochester, San Jose, San Francisco, Hartford, Syracuse, Bridgeport, Buffalo, Boston, New York, Albany. Interesting. They're derived from analyses by Zillow and the NAR, or National Association of Realtors. Interesting. Okay, so Rochester, number one. Who knew? There's clearly a trend being northern-based cities here. So let's go to good old Rochester, New York. Okay, so I can just search that area. It pops it up and shows me all the properties, 162,145 properties. So remember, we've got this list, but we want to find people who are motivated, right? If I click on this first one, that price looks pretty good, but what I'm seeing is that it's actually on the market. When you click a home, it will show you all the details, anything you could possibly imagine. So it's great that on this front piece right here, you have some of the more important things like it being on market. So I know for a motivated seller, I really need something that's off market because if it's on market, that means it's listed. And if it's listed, that means an agent has control of that property. So what we want to do is use a filter. And now there are some pre-filters here that help you find motivated sellers, but I do like this nifty filters thing because I can get really specific based on what I'm seeing in an area. So the first thing I need to do is I want to make sure it's off market. So I would go to the MLS info and I'm going to select off market. So I'm going to do that. It's going to pop up these homes. Great. So I know all these homes, the 161,000 are off market. So if I click another one of these, this looks really nice. Garage, some stonework on the front. Maybe it's a facade. I don't know. But 280 estimated value. Let's look at their MLS details. So you're talking 23. This says 2,300 of living space. Oh, but look at here. So you have your MLS listing history. This just sold 2/12/2025. So what that tells me is it just sold. So with that being said, you're not really going to get someone to immediately turn around and sell a home, especially if they're living there. You pay all these costs to acquire a property, so they're most likely not going to just up and sell that. So we need to add another filter. We've got off market, but if I'm looking for something that's more motivated. It needs to be vacant. So property characteristics, I would go here, and I'm going to do a property that's vacant. So I know it's not on the market with an agent. I know it's vacant. So if there's no one living there and there's no one renting there, that home's making no money, right? Now, if something's not making money and I know they're losing money for sure, that would make them extremely motivated. Luckily, let's go to this quick list and see. If I'm looking at this and I need something that would immediately tell me they're losing money, negative equity, maybe that just means they're underwater. Tax delinquencies are 0. That would have been a good one. We already have vacant. Bankruptcy could be a good one, but one that's really popular, meaning they have to make some decision quickly, would be pre-foreclosure. And it's a good size. So pre-foreclosure, vacant, off market, in the hottest market in the country, leaves me 360 properties. Wow. Okay. So pre-foreclosure, if you don't know, that means they're in a process that is going to take away their home. Long story short, they have a mortgage that's not being paid. So the bank or the lender is saying, look, you're now in this process that we're going to take your home. We're going to foreclose on your property and take it back. So people in this situation, for whatever reason, are not making their mortgage payment. That is someone who's going to be very motivated. So we've got 360 of these only in Rochester. We still have the other 9 hot markets to go look at. So if I click this first one, I quickly see it's 103 estimated value. It's a 3-1 off market. It's vacant. Purchased in cash. If I want to look at the pictures, I can look at the pictures. I can clearly see that it's vacant. If I want to see what's going on a little bit about their pre-foreclosure, but before I do that, let's look at MLS. That usually tells us some good things. It was listed. It failed, so it was pulled off the market. Look at this description. Opportunity knocks, 3-1. With a fresh paint job, updated bathroom, perfect for a new homeowner or investor. Rent is $1,500. No delayed negotiations. They want to move fast. All right, because why? They're in pre-foreclosure. So they tried to sell this, and it didn't move. It was on the market 118 days. If I want to try and find out a little bit more, I would go to this mortgage information here. I went to property details mortgage. Let's see. There's a conventional, so conventional loan. Let's look at property info, property situations. So 2022, there was an issue. Pre-foreclosures is what we want. So here you go, current pre-foreclosure. So this notice means it's a notice of litigation pending. List pendants, so litigation pending, which means it's been filed with the court. November. All right, so this person is not in a good situation, which means we can help them hopefully unload this property. This is fantastic. So there's a neat thing here. If you want to get started on this, you can hit skip trace. Oh, there's no contact info available. That can happen sometimes, and if it does, what you would want to do is go to MLS, because not every property that exists is going to have contact info. So what I would do is I would go here, and you've got the agent's information there. Most likely it's still with this agent because it wasn't listed until November. Most agency agreements are 6 months, so that won't be up until May. And yeah, you're dealing with an agent. That's completely fine. You could just call them. They're professional. They want to get the deal done too, just as bad. That's how they get paid. So I would contact this agent, and then the agent will contact the seller. You can present your offer, or even on the phone say, hey, look, I can do this at $90,000. Can you talk to the seller and see what they're thinking? And there you go. That's exactly how you find motivated sellers.